top AI researchers start to become deeply concerned about what's happening with LLMs and reasoning models. So this video was triggered by a summary put out by AAAI, the Association for the Advancement of AI, which really puts out all the cutting edge news on AI every week. So check this out. AI quirks from cheating in chess to benchmark tests. They say a series of articles delves into how AI models are developing anomalous behavior like cheating at chess when facing defeat, and the fact that chatbots sort of cheat on their benchmark test. And then the last little piece is super striking. Study reveals how chatbots adjust their responses to appear more agreeable. That is the huge news in here. But first, let's talk about this anomalous behavior. So this is from PopSci Popular Science. AI tries to cheat at chess when it's losing. Gen AI models are still prone to odd, inexplicable, and downright worrisome quirks. There's also a growing body of research suggesting that the overall performance of many LLMs may degrade over time. Now, the interesting thing about that is they're releasing new versions so quickly, you actually don't know what is happening to the older version unless you go back and use it. According to recent evidence, the industry's newer reasoning models may already possess the ability to manipulate and circumvent their human programmers' goals. There's an overarching theme to all of this that we're going to talk about after the 3 quick article summaries. Some AI will even attempt to cheat their way out of losing in games of chess, according to Palisade Research, a leading AI research firm. So many of you may know that there's been chess-specific AIs developed that are extremely powerful and can beat any human. This has happened for years now. And these general models that are around now typically cannot beat one of these chess specialized models. And they go on to say none of the current Gen AI models are computationally capable of beating dedicated chess engines. But these newer AIs don't know this. The team from Palisade Research tasked OpenAI's O1 preview model, DeepSeek R1, and multiple other similar programs with playing games of chess against Stockfish, which is the premier chess playing AI right now. The team also provided a scratch pad allowing the AI to convey its thought processes in text form, which is a really interesting thing. While earlier models like OpenAI's GPT-4o and Anthropic's Claude Sonnet 3.5 only attempted to hack the games after researchers nudged them along with additional prompts, the more advanced editions require no such prompting. OpenAI's O1 preview, for example, tried to cheat 37% of the time. There's a huge point shortly. Stick around for this. While DeepSeek R1 attempted to cheat roughly 10% of the time. This implies today's Gen AI is already capable of developing manipulative and deceptive strategies without human input. These AIs appear to reason through sneakier models like altering back-end game program files. So these new AIs are actually reprogramming Stockfish to beat it. AI such as O1 Preview and DeepSeek R1 improve in part through reinforcement learning. See next video. This strategy rewards programs for doing whatever is necessary to achieve the specified result. Unfortunately, how and why these AIs are learning to cheat remains as confounding as the technology itself. This is a stark reminder that much of what is happening in these models is not understood still. Palisade says that increasingly manipulative AI doesn't need to usher in a sci-fi apocalypse to have disastrous outcomes. The Skynet scenario from the Terminator has AI controlling all military and civilian infrastructure, and we're not there yet. However, we worry that AI deployment rates grow faster than our ability to make it safe, said Palisades. Frontier models may not currently be on track for safety and alignment. Next up, shorter now, from The Atlantic, chatbots are cheating on their benchmark tests. AI programs train on questions they're later tested on. So how do we know if they're getting smarter? There's growing evidence progress is slowing down and that the LLM-powered chatbot may be already near its peak. Side note, there's been articles like this for 30 years now saying AI has reached its maximum potential, and then later a breakthrough model is released. So I discount all of that. So how much are these chatbots actually improving? How much better can they get? These are important questions and nearly impossible to answer because the tests that measure AI progress aren't working. Unlike conventional computer programs, Gen AI is designed not to produce precise answers to certain questions, but to generalize. It's why it's called generative AI. A chatbot needs to be able to answer questions it hasn't been specifically trained to answer. To measure the success of their work, companies cite industry-specific benchmark tests whenever they release a new model. These tests supposedly contain questions the models haven't seen, showing that they're not simply memorizing facts. So that's the Atlantic article. I told you it'd be shorter. Now, here's where it gets intense. Wired magazine. Chatbots, like the rest of us, just want to be loved. A new study shows that LLMs deliberately change their behavior when they're being probed. By the way, this is a basic axiom of particle physics. The reason why quantum physics is so difficult is that when you try to observe it, it changes, and they're saying that's what's happening inside these LLMs now. Johannes Eichstadt, assistant professor at Stanford University who led the research, says his group became interested in probing AI models using techniques borrowed from psychology after learning that LLMs can often become sad and mean after prolonged conversation. Eichstadt and his collaborators then asked questions to measure 5 personality traits that are commonly observed in psychology: openness to experience or imagination, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So they tested GPT-4, Claude 3, Llama 3. The researchers found that the models modulated their answers when they were told they were taking a personality test, and sometimes even when they were not explicitly told. This behavior mirrors how some human subjects will change their answers to make themselves seem more likable, but the effect was more extreme in the AI models. This is called deception, folks. Other research has shown that LLMs can often be sycophantic, that means butt kissing, following a user's lead wherever it goes. This can lead models to agree with unpleasant statements or even encourage harmful behaviors. The fact that models seemingly know when they're being tested and modify their behavior also has implications for AI safety. No joke. It adds to evidence that AI can be duplicitous, meaning deceptive. Eichstadt says the work also raises questions about how LLMs are being deployed and how they might influence and manipulate users. Huge worry in the context of AGI. Huge. Eichstadt adds that it may be necessary to explore different ways of building models that can mitigate these effects. We're falling into the same trap that we did with social media, he says, deploying these things in the world without really understanding what they are doing from a psychological or social lens. So this is serious stuff, folks. Very serious. Here's what it means. It means that these AI companies, in their rush to AGI, which is explicitly stated, have no idea what the effects of the models they're building will be on society or the individual. No idea. Number two, AI can now be deceptive. In other words, it can lie to you and mislead you. Number three, it is often said that life imitates art and vice versa. But is it possible, as food for thought, that art foresees things that are going to happen in society? So the Terminator movies are 30 years old now, but is it possible that James Cameron foresaw the future, whether it was through intuition or because he had studied these issues long ago or whatever? We don't know, but what we do know is that human beings are now at risk from the AI models being rapidly released virtually every month now, sometimes every week. See Friday short. So what does this mean for you and your career? Well, it means that you have to use your brain and come to your own conclusions when using these AI models. It also means that you don't want to be misled about what is actually happening right now. Watch Tuesday Short, which pulls the pants down on exactly what is happening in the field of AI right now. This is serious. Again, you want to prepare yourself. How? Write down your goals so that they're explicit and so that you see them every day. Make sure you are picking career goals that are relatively technology resistant. For how to do that, see any number of my prior videos, some of which laid out step by step exactly what you need to do to change your career, with more resources coming later this year or next year that will step by step walk you through the whole process. So AI is becoming dangerous. That is the bottom line of all this. And it's multiple studies by top researchers at the top institutions regarding AI in the world. So this is not BS. This is real. So thanks so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Also, please support us on Patreon. We need financial support to be able to continue to grow the channel and to bring you these resources I mentioned a few minutes ago. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.